Is this what Big Dre calls a cleanup? Like, while the whole entire internet has been side-eyeing this man because we all know he's been standing a little too close to Claressa Shields in every single workout video, Big Dre wakes up Saturday morning and decides today is the day he becomes a digital janitor. Right? Big Dre's Instagram is gone. Not the account. The history. The likes, the comments, the story archive, the following tab. Sir. Now listen, cause I don't see where Big Dre thinks this is going, but let's walk through it in real time to find out. Here's the situation. Sometime between Friday night and Saturday morning, somebody on Big Dre's team, or Big Dre himself, more likely Big Dre himself, because his manager probably ain't even up at 4 a.m. Somebody woke up in a cold sweat and decided that 3 full years of internet activity needed to disappear before sunrise. We're talking posts, likes, comments, follows, story replays, geotags, the whole hard drive. Wiped. Erased. Like the man got a subpoena in his dreams and panicked. Now, I'm being serious. Come here. When a grown man, a public trainer, a man who literally does interviews on national television about Claressa Shields and her training camp, when that man wakes up at 4 a.m. on a Saturday and starts deleting comments from 2022. What does that tell you? That tells you the receipts were heavier than he thought. That tells you somebody whispered in his ear and said, bro, you better start mopping. That tells you Big Dre saw something on the timeline Friday night that made his stomach drop. Y'all know I do the deep dives. So when I tell you Big Dre's page looks like a hotel room after checkout, I mean it. There is nothing left. The man's account looks like a brand new iPhone out the box. Now we ain't naming names. Wink. Wink wink. But Big Dre is a trainer. A certain trainer. A trainer who has been very, very public about training a certain undefeated boxing champion who happens to be in a very public situation with a certain rapper whose name rhymes with Cap and starts with P. Y'all see exactly where I'm going. And honestly, this all started because Papoose got a lawyer. Remember that? Last week, Papoose got himself a real, certified, paperwork filing, retainer charging attorney. And the moment that news dropped, the moment that lawyer's name hit the internet, what happened? Big Dre's page started having a seizure. Posts disappearing. Likes evaporating. Story archive going up in smoke. Coincidence? Boy, please. There are no coincidences in 2026. There are only people who got caught and people who haven't been caught yet. So let me lay this out the way I like to lay things out, slowly, painfully, with receipts. Because we do have receipts of the receipts. That's the funny part. The man tried to delete the evidence and the evidence got screenshotted before he could even refresh. Receipt number 1. And this one, y'all, this one is from 2023. 2023. 3 years ago. Allegedly, I'm saying allegedly because I'm not trying to get sued, but the screenshots are very clear. Big Dre's account hit a like on a post on boxing Twitter, or whatever they calling it now, that said, and I'm reading this verbatim, trainers should fall in love with their fighters. That's how champions are made. Sir, what kind of man hits the heart button on that? Because I'll tell you what kind of man doesn't. A normal trainer doesn't. A normal trainer scrolls past that, says that's weird, and keeps it pushing. A married trainer doesn't. A trainer who respects boundaries does not. A trainer who is just here to do mitt work and run pad drills and yell 2 more rounds does not pause his thumb on that post and tap that little heart. But Big Dre did. Allegedly. And listen, I want to be fair. I always try to give the benefit of the doubt. So maybe Big Dre was scrolling. Maybe his thumb slipped. Maybe a fly landed on his phone. Maybe, okay fine. Let me stop. I'll move on. Okay. Receipt number 2 is the comment trail. And this one is the one that had me hollering at my laptop yesterday. Because 3 different fan pages, 3 different ones, not connected, different states, different time zones, 3 different fan accounts caught a comment Big Dre allegedly made under a Claressa Shields workout video back in 2022. And I'm paraphrasing because, surprise, surprise, the comment got deleted. The comment said something along the lines of strongest woman I ever seen in my life, period. Now, that's a normal comment. Right? Wrong. Because the second half of that comment, the part Big Dre really wanted gone, the second half allegedly said, and I quote, can't wait to be in her corner forever. Forever, y'all. Now hold on, come here. Forever is not a training word. Forever is not a boxing word. Forever is not a contract word. Boxers don't say forever. You know who says forever? Pastors at weddings. Tattoo artists doing zodiac chest pieces. People writing vows on the back of a Cheesecake Factory napkin. That is a wedding word, baby. That is a till death do us part word. That is not a see you at the 6 a.m. roadwork word. And that comment got deleted at 4 a.m. Saturday morning. 4 a.m. For in the morning. Now, sir, why are you on your phone at 4 a.m. deleting comments from 2022? What kind of conscience makes a grown man set an alarm to scrub a comment from 3 years ago? You weren't worried about it for 3 years, and now suddenly, the night Papoose's lawyer files something, you're up before the sun like a guilty CVS employee on inventory night? Honestly, the timing alone is the whole case. The fact that he remembered the comment exists 3 years later, at 4 a.m., is the receipt. Innocent men can barely remember what they ate yesterday. But Big Dre remembered exactly which 2022 comment under exactly which Claressa Shields workout video was gonna sink him. MHM. Anyway, come here. Receipt number 3. This one came from a third party. A mutual friend. Now I love when mutual friends get involved because mutual friends always have the worst OPSEC. Mutual friends never think about geotags. Mutual friends never think about who's in the background of the boomerang. About 2 months ago, a mutual friend of Big Dre and Claressa Shields posted a candid photo from some kind of dinner, some kind of cookout, some kind of just the team private function. And in the background of that photo, not the foreground, the background, where people forget the lens reaches in the background, you could allegedly see Big Dre and Claressa Shields standing closer than two professionals should ever stand. Closer than coworker close. Closer than let me adjust your stance close. Closer than a ruler could fit between them. That photo? Disappeared. Vanished. Gone. The mutual friend's whole page? Locked down. Private. You can't even find the geotag anymore. The location got scrubbed off the map like it never existed. Somebody made phone calls, y'all. Somebody woke up and made the rounds. Now, I'm not saying that a mutual friend got pressured into deleting a photo. I'm not. I would never suggest that. I'm not saying somebody who had nothing to do with anything suddenly received a very urgent direct message asking them to clean up their grid. I would never speculate like that on this channel. I'm just saying that the mutual friends page went from a public, active, story posting, hashtag using account to a private locked down request to follow page within 48 hours of those screenshots starting to circulate. That's all I'm saying. Make of that what you will. MHM. Anyway, y'all know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the way celebrities behave in the very first 48 hours of a scandal. The PR playbook is so predictable at this point I could write it myself. Step 1, scrub the socials. Step 2, go quiet. Step 3, let a friend post a vague, praying for everyone going through it, Instagram story. Step 4, release a notes app apology where the apology is mostly about how grateful they are for the lessons. Big Dre is on step 1, y'all. We are watching step 1 in real time. Step 2 has already started. I checked his stories. Nothing for 2 days. A man who used to post 3 workout clips a day has gone radio silent like he's in witness protection. So step 3 is coming. Watch. Step 4 is the notes app. Watch. 4. It. Boy, you see that? It's because they all run the same play. Every single one of them. They think their crisis manager invented this. Sir, this is the same playbook Tiger Woods used. The same one every D-list reality star runs when they get caught. Step 1. Scrub the socials. Anyway, come here. We not done. Receipt number 4. And this one got me, y'all. This one got me because this is the one that proves intent. Big Dre's following tab, the list of accounts he follows, used to be public. You could scroll it like a magazine. You could see every gym he supported, every fighter he respected, every nutrition brand he had a deal with. Open book. Last week? Locked. Private. You can't see who he follows anymore. You can't see who he's been following recently. You can't even see if the number went up or down. Now, why does a public trainer who literally does television interviews need to hide who he follows? What's on that list, Big Dre? What is on that list that's so dangerous it has to be hidden behind a privacy wall? Is it another fighter you're not supposed to be following yet? Is it a manager you cut a deal with that nobody knows about? Is it Claressa Shields' ex-best friend? Is it Papoose's lawyer? Is it Remy Ma's account because you wanted to see how she was reacting? What is on that list? Listen, I'm not saying that a man only hides his following tab when he's following somebody he shouldn't be following. I'm not. But also I am. I am saying that. Because a public figure with nothing to hide leaves the following tab open. A public figure with everything to hide locks it up like Fort Knox. And Big Dre's following tab right now is locked like the man got the nuclear codes in there. I bet you anything, y'all. I bet you in that following tab there is at least one account with the last name, Shields. I bet you there is at least one burner. The I made this so I can keep up with one person quietly burner. The kind that, if exposed, would end a man's whole career. I'm just saying. MHM. Anyway, come here. We getting to the spicy one. Receipt number 5. 2 days ago, y'all, a story dropped on Big Dre's main page. Just a regular story. Workout footage. Claressa Shields in the background hitting the bag, doing some footwork drills, looking like the undefeated champion she is. Normal trainer fighter content. The kind of clip Big Dre posts probably 4 times a week. Now, stories on Instagram stay up for how long? 24 hours. That's the deal. That's the contract you signed with Mark Zuckerberg. 24 hours, then it disappears unless you save it to a highlight. Everybody knows this. Everybody has known this since 2017, right? That story stayed up for 47 minutes. 47. Not 24 hours. 47 minutes. Less than an hour. Less than an episode of Real Housewives. Less than a flight from Detroit to Cleveland. Less than the time it takes me to record one of these videos. Why? Now stop. Stop and ask yourself. Why would a man delete a workout story 47 minutes in? You know what makes a man delete a story 47 minutes in? Somebody calling him. Somebody texting him. Somebody saying, bro, take that down. Right now. Take it down. That story didn't just expire. That story got assassinated. Somebody hit Big Dre's phone and said the optics at. I am begging the comment section. I am begging the podcast boys with the microphones who think loudness equals strength. The quiet woman in the room is not the one you should be relaxing around. The woman who is not tweeting is not the woman who has nothing to say. The woman who is not responding to the blogs is the woman who has already filed her response internally, sealed it, dated it, and decided when she is going to deliver it. The woman who walks past you smiling is not the woman who has forgiven you. She is the woman who has already decided what is going to happen, and she is simply waiting for the calendar to catch up. That is who Remy Ma is right now. That is the energy she is sitting in. And every single person playing in her name right now should be paying very, very close attention. Honestly. Honestly. The wildest part of all of this is that she does not even have to do anything. She does not have to release a verse. She does not have to do a sit-down. She does not have to hop on a podcast. The longer she waits, the more the situation handles itself. Papoose is, with all due love and respect to the man, currently doing more damage to his own case than any opponent could ever do. Claressa Shields is in her own arena handling her own narrative. Dre is somewhere being Dre. And Remy Ma is sitting on the sidelines watching the game manage itself. That is what veterans do. They let the rookies tire themselves out, and then they walk onto the court in the 4th quarter. Now, let me take y'all on a little detour. Because I think the larger context of this matters. We are watching a generational shift inside hip-hop happen in real time, and most people in the comment section are not paying attention to it. The older generation of women in this culture, the ones who came up in the late 90s and early 2000s, were trained in a completely different style of conflict resolution than the artists who came up after them. The older generation learned by watching. They learned by waiting. They learned by understanding that the loudest person in any room is almost always the least dangerous person in that room. The newer generation, by contrast, has been trained by an algorithm that rewards immediate reaction. If you do not respond inside the first 24 hours, the engagement evaporates. So the newer generation has been conditioned, almost Pavlovianly, to swing first and think second. Remy Ma is sitting in the lane of the older generation. She does not need the algorithm. The algorithm needs her. And that completely flips the entire dynamic of how this story is going to play out. That is why every single take on this situation that assumes she is losing because she is not speaking is operating from a fundamentally wrong premise. She is not losing. She is conserving. She is doing what any general would do before a major operation, which is wait until the enemy has revealed every position, exhausted every resource, and shown every weapon, and then she will move. Once. Decisively. The blogs who think silence equals defeat have clearly never read a single book about strategy in their entire lives. Silence, when wielded by the right person, is the most expensive weapon in the room. And Remy Ma is currently spending it like a billionaire. But let me give y'all a real prediction. And bookmark this. Because when I am right and I will be right, I want y'all to come back and find this video and drop a comment that says you called it. Because here is what I think is coming. When the silence finally breaks, it will not be on social media. It will not be a story. It will not be a podcast appearance. It will not be a TMZ statement. It will not be a friendly little quote slipped to a blogger. It is going to be a verse. A full verse. 3 minutes, maybe 3.5. Surgical. Cold. Quotable. The kind of verse that gets stitched on TikTok 11 million times before lunch. The kind of verse that ends careers and starts headlines simultaneously. The kind of verse that makes the entire genre stop and rewind. Because Remy Ma is not a tweet kind of woman. She is a bars kind of woman. And she has been collecting material this entire time. Every interview Papoose has done, every clip Dre has posted, every soundbite Claressa Shields has dropped, material has been collected. MHM. I said what I said. And when that verse drops, I want y'all to do one thing for me. I want y'all to take a sick day. Because the internet is not going to be a productive place. Productivity is going to die. Workplaces are going to slow down. People are going to be in their group chats. Reaction channels are going to be working overtime. The blogs are going to crash and reboot at least twice. Because Remy Ma in full bar mode is a level of devastation the current internet is not prepared for. The new generation has never witnessed that kind of war. They have seen subtweets. They have seen passive-aggressive stories. They have seen notes app apologies. They have never seen what happens when a real one decides to speak. And they are about to. Y'all want to know something else? And I am going to say this very gently. Because I do not want to be misquoted. I am not saying anybody in this situation should be nervous. I'm not. I am simply noting that historically, when this woman has been quiet for a long stretch and then comes back with material, the material has never been kind. It has never been forgiving. It has never been let's all hug it out. She does not do hug it out. She does discussion closing. MHM. I'll move on. Maybe. Probably not. One more thing. And then I will let y'all go. Because I know this video is getting long, but this situation requires the time. Some of y'all in the comments are going to ask, well, why is she protecting Papoose? Why is she not addressing this directly? Is it because she does not care? And I want to be very clear. Remy Ma is not protecting anybody. She is not avoiding anything. She is simply not on your timeline. She is on her own timeline. And that is a privilege that comes with being a veteran. The new artists, they have to respond to every blog post within the hour, or the algorithm punishes them. She is not subject to those rules. She plays a longer game. She can wait 6 months, and the moment she says one word, the entire culture is going to stop and listen. That is not a marriage problem. That is positioning. That is power. That is what 20 years in the game looks like. There is also a deeper psychological layer here that nobody on the timeline is willing to admit, so I will be the one to say it. Part of the reason this whole situation has gotten as loud as it has is because there is an entire ecosystem of online commentary that depends on women in this industry making mistakes in public. There is a whole economy built around the moment a woman in her position breaks down on camera, snaps in an interview, posts a regrettable story at 3 a.m., or says something that can be clipped and reposted for the next 18 months. That entire economy is sitting around waiting for the payday. And Remy Ma is, quite frankly, refusing to fund their business. She is not handing them a clip. She is not handing them a meltdown. She is not handing them a single frame of footage they can replay until the algorithm gets tired of it. And that, more than anything else, is why some corners of the internet are getting frustrated. They are not frustrated because she will not address it. They are frustrated because she will not feed them. There is a difference. And it is a difference worth sitting with. And to be very, very clear, because I know somebody in the comments is going to try to twist this, none of what I am saying is about taking sides in anybody's marriage. I am not in their household. I do not know what conversations are happening behind closed doors. I do not know what agreements exist between her and Papoose. I do not know what kind of communication style they have built over the years. That is their business. That stays their business. What I am observing, as somebody who watches this culture professionally, is that the silence coming out of one particular corner is louder than every podcast, every tweet, every clip, every soundbite combined. And that silence belongs to Remy Ma. And it is doing more work than any words could. So here is what I want from y'all. Drop in the comments. When do you think the silence finally breaks? Is it next week? Is it next month? Is it on an award show stage? Is it on her own podcast? Is it on a feature verse that nobody saw coming? Tell me. I want to read every single one. I will be in those comments. Because I genuinely want to know what the people are thinking. Some of y'all out here are smarter than the blogs, and I am not above admitting that. Drop your prediction, drop your timeline, drop your theory. I am reading. And if you have made it this far into the video, do me a tiny favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. Turn on the bell if you actually want to be notified when the next deep dive drops, because this story is not over. We are nowhere near done. I am tracking every move, every interview, every quiet little double tap, every podcast appearance, every Claressa Shields press run, every Dre clip, every Papoose moment. We are following all of it. I will be back with the next chapter as soon as the next chapter writes itself. And trust me, it is writing itself in real time. The takeaway, y'all, is simple. The quiet ones are never quiet because they have nothing to say. The quiet ones are quiet because they have already decided exactly what they are going to say, and they are simply waiting for the room to get small enough for the whisper to land. Remy Ma is in that waiting period right now. And when that waiting period ends, somebody, and I am not naming names, somebody is going to have a very long week. So bookmark this. Save it. Send it to your group chat. Send it to the friend who keeps defending these podcast appearances. Send it to your auntie who still does not understand why she has not addressed anything yet. And when the moment finally arrives, and it is going to arrive, come back to this video and tell me I told you. Because I told you. The quiet queen is the dangerous queen. The patient queen is the prepared queen. And Remy Ma is both. MHM. Alright y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.